So, having listened to Jeff Bezos and taking away his idea of what brand is, looking at these brands, all of these brands, they all something comes to mind when you think of these brands. But let's talk through, how do we get to what is that that's coming to mind, and what is it that it's defined as? So according to the AMA, a brand is a term, a name, a symbol, a design, or a combination intended to identify the goods and services of one seller and differentiate them from the competition. And when we think of it from Stephen King's perspective, a marketing guru from London, a product itself is something that is made in a factory. A brand is something that is bought by a customer, meaning you can buy a product, but you're not necessarily going to get the same uniqueness from that brand name. And the brand name itself brings something to mind in the mind of the customer, brander or branded, into your brain. So if we think further on this, is it all about just what comes to mind? Is it a mental association, or is it something that's positive and something that is bringing that perceived value? Keller agrees with that traditional definition, and branding comes to it mental associations, again, associations within the mind. It's all psychological. But the problem with this is it focuses on a gain. It focuses on perception of what the product itself is kind of left out. And basically brand management is just communicating the value, communicating the structure. But brand management is more than communication. It's developing that perceived value. It's really, how do you bring back something tangible for something that is truly intangible? So let's think about it a little bit deeper. And you think of traditional value as what it's in your mind, but it's not just that value, but it's a connection. Go back to what Bezos said and how he talked about that trust, and how trust became part of what Amazon is all about. I trust that I'm going to get my little mini chainsaw the next day when I ordered it. Actually, I got it the same day when I ordered it. I trusted that when they said I was going to get it the same day, I received it. So my emotional connection is that I know that I will receive a chainsaw when I order it same day when it says same day. Let's take a moment and think about Honeywell. What does Honeywell mean to you? Honeywell's just down the street in Charlotte. Tell me what you think Honeywell stands for. Now that we've talked about Honeywell, let's look at their website and see if it gives anything, any clue that's similar to what you just thought about. So this is Honeywell's site, and the first place you're going to go is to company and about us. And it does it resonate with what you had in mind? First of all, just does this look and feel, the sustainability resonate to what you had in mind? So what do they say about us? Why wait for the future when you can create it? And here's an oil tanker. Is that what you think of when you think Honeywell? And this is obviously a solar farm. Is that what you think of when you think of Honeywell? And then a plane. Does Honeywell's brand actually resonate with you? Does it evoke an emotion with you? Just an example compared to what they are trying to create, what they have tried to allow you to remember or recall when you think of Honeywell. Does this look sustainable? I don't know. It's up to you. What do you think? So let's move on from Honeywell and think about brand in another way. Brand is a shared and desirable is shared and desirable an exclusive idea that embodies the products, services, and places or experiences. And that's a definition by Clayton Christensen. The idea is shared by a larger number of people. So think back to Honeywell, what your comments were. Did they look like the site? Now let's hear from Clayton Christensen and what he has to say about what branding is. So branding is direct consequence of the strategy of the market segmentation and product differentiation. So defining precisely all the brand injects into a product, so how the brand transforms it, what attributes materialize, what advantages are created, what are the benefits. It's a deeper meaning than just communicating and having people remember what brand is. So when brands are brought to mind, we want them to be leading the market and organizing the market around that particular brand is what we're looking to accomplish. So if we think of brands that only identify with a product, a single product, they get lost in the mix. Polaroid, Xerox, Band-Aid, Kleenex. They were a singular product that they built the brand on, but they were not scalable. They weren't a long-term vision. When we think of brand, thinking back to Honeywell, have they really communicated what their point of view on their product strategy will be? I would venture to say that Honeywell, in their defense, does create a specific point of view. But is that what's truly coming to mind when you're thinking of Honeywell? They're looking for sustainability. They're looking for to be the greener Honeywell. Yet the images that they show, they're not really promoting that particular stance. So the long-term vision for Honeywell needs to be communicated in a way that people will understand and recall that sustainability, what they showed on their front page. And the longer-term vision of what that brand is, it's a position and a conception that energize the brand. So you're always going to think of sustainability when you think of Honeywell. And then how many brands can actually answer that critical question? What would the market lack if it did not exist?